Reddit fresh.
Would I be the idiot for not making my oldest friend maid of honor and ruining our friendship? I, female, 25, recently got engaged and was immediately asked by a close friend if she would be the maid of honor. We have previously had conversations where we promised to make each other maid of honor at our weddings when we were teenagers, but she still remembers. I have known this girl since primary school, and she is probably the friend I see most often and keep most in contact with. However, I feel that we have drifted apart in recent years, as she is not respectful towards my fiance and stepdaughter. She has always been very negative towards my relationship ever since the beginning. When I first started seeing my boyfriend, I was 22, while he was 28 and had a daughter from a previous marriage. The age difference never bothered me, but she claimed it was inappropriate and that there was a reason he couldn't get girls his own age. She has never been very friendly towards his daughter, 8, and when I talk of her and her accomplishments, she makes remarks about how I'm not her mother and she thinks it's weird for me to attend arrangements at her school or soccer games, etc. I obviously know I'm not her mother and that she has a kind and loving mother in her life, but still love and would do anything for her, and feel disrespected when she says these things, like I am wrong to try to be there for my stepdaughter. While she was excited about the wedding, she also asked if I was worried no one from his side would come and that the gifts would be cheap as it is his second wedding. She also claimed that it would be weird for his daughter to attend the wedding. However, I think her problem is that she does not want children there to stop her from drinking. She claims that she is only worried about me jumping into things and that I am not ready to be a stepmother at a young age, but she herself had a daughter at 23 with a man 28. Her baby daddy also has a new girlfriend who is younger, and she does not want to be involved in her daughter's life at all, so I feel like she might take this out on me. Would I be the a-hole for not making her the maid of honor and instead going with my sister-in-law or cousin who are more supportive of the marriage? I think it will offend her a lot and possibly end the friendship. Not the idiot. Go with the person you think will cause the least amount of turmoil for you. It sounds like this friend is not that person. If you can't trust her to be in a room of your partner's family without her saying something about his kid or his family doing something because it's his second wedding, it would be better if the friendship ended, right? Not the idiot, but understand that she'll be devastated. Maybe have a conversation about whether she really wants to be the MOH, why you have reservations, and tell her it's 100% okay if she doesn't want to be the MOH given how she seems to feel about the situation. She may not realize how you are taking her comments. Out of respect for the friendship, I'd give her a chance to think about things. Now for the next story. Am I the idiot for begging my girlfriend to uphold a sexist tradition just so she can make a good first impression? I have a big family that's incredibly close. We have big family dinners every few months where we all meet at my great-grandfather's estate and eat together. Typically how this works is that the women go cook for the time they're there and the men don't, which I am fully aware it's sexist as hell. That being said, I am one of the youngest people in my family and my protests mean literally nothing. Some of those women choose not to cook, however this is usually met with a level of ostracizing. The women who don't cook live with long-term girlfriends. So they kinda already have a good family relationship doctored in. When I have seen new partners not cook, it's gone bad. Like completely ostracized, not speaking, cattiness, rudeness, etc. This dinner will be in 2 weeks and my girlfriend was asked if she would attend. Initially she said yes, which is great. I want for her to meet everyone and for everyone to get used to her being around, but when I explained to her the tradition she was understandably bothered. I told her that I understood where she was coming from, however it was best for everyone if she just played along. I told her this isn't a permanent thing and that I am only asking her to do this so that she can avoid bad treatment from the rest of the family. This is her first impression and I don't think it's best if we cause waves. She told me that it's unacceptable and that if she has to do that she will not be going. I've tried to find a compromise with her on this, but she won't budge and she's pissed at me. She told me that if I think it's acceptable to make her do this, I'm just as bad as everyone else, while my point is that she needs to make a good first impression. Am I the idiot? You're the idiot, mainly because you seem to be very concerned with your girlfriend making a good first impression on your family, but not at all concerned with your family making a good first impression. It reads as though you care far more that your family approve of your choice than you do that she approves of your family. That's pretty fricked up and self-centered. You're the idiot for trying to make her do something she doesn't want to do. Why don't you start creating a new tradition where you slash other men cook too? You being the youngest doesn't mean you have to be complacent. Maybe the woman wants to cook, but your partner doesn't have to. If the family doesn't accept her, don't go to the dinners. Now for the next story. Am I the idiot for saying I'll be driving myself and paying for my own room on the upcoming family vacation so I won't have to be a babysitter? I was repeatedly stuck playing the part of helper and babysitter on family outings. I had to move out of my parents' house because I kept being forced to help watch my 3 nephews. Last year, we took a family vacation in summer to the coast. I rode along with my parents, and they paid for my hotel room. Only, I had to share that room with 3 rowdy boys because my sister and her husband wanted a room for themselves. I was promised time to do my own things on the vacation. But instead, I ended up having to help with these kids. I complained to everyone about it and was reminded I was there for free. And then we pretty much just did only one thing I wanted to do, which was to tour an art gallery. I like doing this whenever I'm at the coast. But the kids find it boring. This year my parents have a beach trip planned for June, and they assumed I'd be riding along the same way as last year. But I refused. I said I'd be driving myself and paying for my own hotel stay to have my own room. My parents were shocked and tried to remind me of the cost. I said it was no worry. I've got a good job and a decent renting car. I can more than afford it. That's when the but started. I stated the previously listed things as why I'll be driving myself and paying for myself. I want to be able to enjoy this vacation as an adult and not be treated like a child like last year. My parents told my sister, and she called to blow up at me that I'll be ruining the vacation if I'm off doing my own thing while she has to wrangle her 3 boys. I ended up yelling at her that last year all she did was rope me into her mess. I didn't really get to do much of anything I wanted to do. And I was treated like the bad guy for wanting to just go to an art gallery. I'm a grown man. I deserve my own vacation too. Now my sister is not speaking to me, and my parents are still trying to convince me to just ride with them to keep the peace. I'm still refusing. But the pressure is getting to me. Am I the idiot for not giving in? I know they'll have a pretty hard time when they won't have another person there to help. Edit, it's barely been an hour since I posted. But my sister is apparently a Reddit lurker in the mornings, and she saw my post. Not only is she furious with me, but she's also upset no one in the comments is siding with her. To make it short, she went on a big rant about how it's so hard to be a parent to triplets. And the least I could do is help because I'm young and single, and she needs a break. I stood my ground on my decision, and now she's calling our parents to get them involved. I'm expecting a call from them any minute. Update, well, I'm off work now, so I can tell more of what went down. I guess you could say it's over. My sister got our parents involved, they looked at my post, and were absolutely horrified by the continuous influx of commenters. Yes, they're very angry with me that I posted here. But I told them that if they just listened to me to begin with, I'd have never needed to. I'm sick of the whole keep the peace mentality that sacrifices me to placate my sister. They in turn went off on my sister, and to make a long story short, the whole vacation has been canceled. The hotel wasn't booked yet anyway. But my parents are arguing with my sister is blaming me, and my nephews are crying because they aren't going to the beach. My sister called me at lunch and basically implied I have no life, which is why I have time to help. I recorded that and told our parents, and that's currently what they're fighting about. Small update, I wasn't gonna update again. But here's a little more. Parents said that they won't ever push babysitting of my nephews on me again, and have agreed that what happened last year was unfair to me. Right now they're very angry with my sister for telling me I should help her because she thinks I have no life. My sister is playing the victim. And my brother-in-law is basically saying nope to the whole mess and spending most of his time at work. Thank you to everyone who has commented. You made my day. Not the idiot. Your sister can pay a babysitter to come on the vacation if she doesn't want to deal with her 3 children. Personally, I wouldn't even go BC even in a separate hotel room. They aren't going to leave you alone about this. They feel very entitled for your babysitting services. Not the idiot a million times over. If they keep giving you poop, I wouldn't even go. If you do, stay firm when your sister inevitably tries dumping the kids on you, or send her links to a babysitting service that's local to where you'll be going. Tell your parents they can use the money they were going to spend on you for a babysitter for your sister. Now for the next story. Am I the idiot for canceling the entire vacation when I found out that my stepdaughters deliberately hid my daughter's passport to get her to stay home? I've been married to my wife Beth for 5 years. I have a bio daughter named Jessica, she's 18. And I also have 2 stepdaughters named Monica and Leah. They're 25 and 28. Both are single moms and live with us currently. There's been issues about my stepdaughters asking my daughter to babysit the kids. Jessica didn't have a problem with it at first since this is what she does to earn money, but since her stepsisters don't pay her much, she just refused to babysit. We worked this out by having my wife take care of paying for the babysitting. I planned a family vacation for 3 days and everyone wanted to go. However, both Monica and Leah suggested that Jessica stay home and watch the kids since Beth doesn't want her grandkids to come. They said it's because the kids are used to Jessica and hiring another babysitter would cause issues. And also said that Jessica isn't too fond of our destination, but it was obvious that Jessica wanted to go. They insisted and Beth offered to pay her double, and there was just a lot of back and forth on this till I demanded they stop bringing it up. We were supposed to go last week, but when everybody had packed their bags and it was time to go, Jessica found out that she didn't have her passport on her. We searched her bag, then went home and searched there. Beth and my stepdaughters kept insisting that we go back to the airport or else we'd miss our flight. They insisted that Jessica stay at home with the kids. They even told the new babysitter to go home because she was no longer needed. I refused to go and kept searching for the passport till Monica admitted that she helped Leah hide Jessica's passport to get her to stay home with the kids. I was livid. I tried to get her to tell me where it was, but she said Leah had it. Leah denied, so I threatened to cancel the vacation. That's when they gave it back. I decided to actually cancel the vacation and blew up at both of them and berated them. They stayed upstairs for a while and Beth refused to speak to me and said that I punished my stepdaughters for worrying about their kids and wanting them to stay with someone they know. I got told I overreacted and ruined the trip for everybody. Editing to mention that kicking my stepdaughters out isn't possible since my wife co-owns the house that we currently live in. You're the idiot. I guarantee you this is the tip of the iceberg of what your daughter has suffered at the hands of these witches. You've successfully avoided noticing it for 5 years to keep your wife sweet, but at the expense of your child. It's only now that it's so egregious you finally grew a backbone. And even now you are so enthralled to your wife that you are doubting yourself. Not the idiot, why have you allowed those 3 grown women to treat your barely adult child like that? This can't be the first of their shenanigans against Jessica. If Jessica lives in that toxic environment, she deserves her own place where she will be the most important person. But you would be an idiot if you allow this modern Cinderella situation with the horrible stepmom and jealous, older stepsisters. Now for the next story. Am I the idiot for leaving my husband at home while I spend the week with my brothers because of how he buys groceries? I've been in a committed relationship with my husband for 17 years, and overall, things have been great. We've had a few rough patches, but what's important to note is that while he earns more than me and is considered the main provider, I have a substantial trust fund that ensures we're financially stable. I work part-time as a teacher while attending university, earning less than him, and most of my income goes towards tuition. Our household income exceeds $200,000 annually, while the average in our area is below $50,000. One ongoing issue we have is my husband's frugality. He likes to control my spending and have the final say on how he uses his earnings. It's worth mentioning that I've never used any of his income and have no intention to do so. However, the main point of contention between us is his frequent visits to food banks. Despite having more than enough food at home, he insists on going to food banks to save money. He intentionally looks disheveled and uses our beat-up car to blend in, even though he's never experienced food scarcity. I've explained to him the need for food donations in our community, even showing him social media posts from local food banks, but he remains indifferent. I suggested he volunteer or donate to gain first-hand experience, but he refuses. The unfortunate part is that since we're never short on food, most of what he brings home ends up getting thrown away. Today, I discovered our fridge filled with fresh produce and meat that clearly didn't come from our regular grocery store. When I confronted him, he admitted to going to a food bank after seeing a Facebook post about a donation of fresh food. People on social media were already asking if any was left, and there wasn't. I showed him these comments, but he brushed them off, claiming people should have gone earlier. Exhausted by the situation, I packed a bag and went to stay with my brother for the weekend, asking for space to think things over. My husband accuses me of overreacting, being vindictive, and threatens to go back to the food banks regardless of my feelings. His family is also messaging me, calling me an idiot and urging me to stop interfering with his choices. I turned off my phone, but now they're bombarding my brother with messages. Thankfully, he supports my decision and ignores them. All I want is to enjoy the rest of my week without being angry at my husband. Yes, I could let this go and not scold him, but the food he takes could have gone to people who truly need it. I'm not leaving my husband, but I need a few days away to gain some clarity. Am I wrong for wanting this space? Not the idiot. This is completely unhinged. A man making $200K while married to a woman with a trust fund going to a food bank is unacceptable. I couldn't live like that, and I also couldn't live with someone controlling how the money was spent. You are absolutely not wrong to want space. I would want permanent space. Not the idiot. This isn't frugality, it's literally taking from those who are less fortunate. He knows it's wrong because he intentionally tries to look poorer to sell the con, he just doesn't give a poop. The dude sucks, and his family sucks too. If his takeaway from your objections to behavior that's obviously, objectively wrong is to dig his heels and even further, that's a massive red flag going forward because not only is he an awful person towards others, he also doesn't care about your feelings at all. If you liked this video, you will probably like these too. Also, while you're here, please consider subscribing. It's your support that keeps this channel alive and allows me to make better and longer videos. Have a great day.